What? Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Clap your hands, clap, clap, clap. Stomp your feet, stomp, stomp, stomp. Spin around, spin, spin, spin. All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. 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 Wash your hands, wash, wash, wash. Shake your hands, shake, shake, shake. Brush your teeth, brush, brush, brush. All right. Good morning.
Good morning. Yep, it's Uncle Lou here. Yep, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Live on LouTube for you. Yep, hope you slept good. I slept pretty good too. Thanks for asking. Yep, you know the routine by now. Anyway, it's Friday. Time for another top 10 list. Whee! Uncle Lou's top 10. You know the routine. This is my top 10. It's not anybody else's top 10, okay? Uncle Lou's top 10. And we got some big changes this week. Big changes, and I have a feeling some people are going to be uppercase mad, big mad this week. Anyway, let's get right into it. What is this, fourth one, week 4, I guess? Uncle Lou's College Football 2017 Top 10, week 4 edition. All right, then, let's do it. I'm going to put last week's top 10 up so you can see the changes from last week to this week. And I'm also going to list the top 10 this week on the screen as we go for you. So you can get you a look at it there. Anyway, starting off at number 10. No surprise here. Been number 10 since week 0. Since the preseason, this team, I've told you, this team is staying at top 10 until they either lose a game or make the college football playoff, and then I'll be forced to put them at number 4, the Washington Huskies. I don't think they're that good. They play absolutely nobody. Their non-conference schedule was a complete joke. Rutgers, Montana State, and Fresno State. Now they play 9 Pac-12 cupcakes. Their hardest regular season game is against Stanford. Breaking news, Stanford not that good. So if Washington loses a single game in the regular season this year, they are the worst Power 5 team ever in history. The schedule is absolutely pathetic. I still don't think they're making a playoff. I'll be shocked if they don't go undefeated. They're likely going to stay number 10 in Uncle Lou's poll all year till the Pac-12 championship game when they lose to Southern Cal. Spoiler alert, more on Southern Cal coming up here in just a little bit. Yeah, needs to be. Or is there? Yeah, there is. There it is. So, number 10, Washington. Number 9! Get those typing fingers ready. Get those typing fingers ready. I'll see you in the comment section later on today. Number 9 in this week's poll. UGA. Woo! Had to do it. Had to put them at number 9. Look, they're 3-0. What do you want me to do? Who do you want me to put there ahead of them? Who? They're number 11 in the AP poll, okay? I would have put them at 10, but Washington lives there permanently. I'm putting them at 9, and here's why. This early in the season, there are enough good teams to where you should not have any one-loss teams in the top 10, in my opinion. I think the polls have Ohio State in the top 10 in most of these polls. Not Uncle Lou. I don't want to hear it either. Look, I haven't put UJ in the top 10 all year. I think I only do the top 10, but if I would have started them out in the preseason, they probably would have been around 16 and 17, but they've moved up now. And look, listen, Florida State's got a loss, Ohio State's got a loss. So let's let the rest of the season play out before you guys start crying. But right now, UGA undefeated, 3-0, sitting at number 9. And most of you morons think we're losing this week anyway, and if that's the case, they'll fall right back out of the top 10, so no need really you spend a lot of time crying about it today. Okay? UGA number 9. Yep. Number 8, Michigan. Man, hard to figure Michigan out. Right? Now, in the preseason, I wasn't very high on Michigan. I said, it's still going to be a good game. You know, I mean, a good team. They'll win 9 or 10 games, but they lost too many players. They're replacing 18 starters, 10 on the defense, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, they've looked a little bit better than I thought they would be at times, and they've looked about what I thought they would look like at times. Not a very impressive win last week over, well, who'd they play? Air Force last week, 29-13. You know, these option teams, when you're not used to playing them, they can be a little tricky to prepare for. I get that, so I'm giving them a little bit of benefit of the doubt there. But I'll be watching them this week at Purdue. Purdue, not a very good team. Yeah, they beat Missouri, but let's be real. Missouri is probably like the 3rd worst Power 5 team in America. Let's just be real about it. They're terrible. Absolutely terrible. They lost to Louisville already, Purdue did, so what are they, 2-1? So Michigan should win this game. Let's see how they look, though. Maybe we can move them up a spot or two next week. The game is at Purdue, so, you know, say what you want, but every single year there's a couple of weird things that happen in road games. So, you know, keep an eye on it, but Michigan should win that game. That's number 8, Michigan. Number 7, Wisconsin. Now, Wisconsin, they haven't done anything all year except go out and do exactly what they're supposed to do. And I'm going to tell you again, just like I told you every time I talk about Wisconsin, you can't name 2 players on their team. Unless you have a Wisconsin's jersey hanging in your closet, or a Wisconsin hat. Or, in other words, unless you're a Wisconsin fan, you don't know anybody on that team. You probably can't even name their coach. But all they do is go out and win 9, 10 games a year, whatever. Look, wouldn't surprise me at all for Wisconsin to win the Big Ten this year. We'll see how Michigan and Penn State stack up as we go on through the rest of the year. But, you know, Wisconsin, they're going to make the title game, period. And no questions asked. So their season really doesn't start until the first week of December. So what is that? 10, 9, 8, 7. Number 7 this week, Wisconsin. Number 6, Southern Cal. Had to drop them down. Texas, one of the most disappointing teams in America so far this year. Southern Cal goes out and struggles, beats them in overtime. What is Southern Cal doing? Struggling week 1 against, who was it, Western Michigan? Week 2, they come out and dominate Stanford, 42-24, which is what leads me to believe Stanford's not that good, like I mentioned earlier. Because Southern Cal dominated them and then can barely beat Texas at home. I don't get it. Texas just has not been impressive. Now, they do have a new coach and implementing a new offensive scheme and all that with Tom Herman there. So is it possible Texas continues to get better throughout the year? Yeah, but they'd have to get a whole lot better to be any good after what I saw in week 1 against Maryland. I mean, that was just terrible. To lose to a team with helmets like that is unacceptable, Texas. So anyway, Southern Cal dropped you, had to drop you down a little bit this week. Don't worry, you're undefeated. I mean, let's, you know, being ranked 6, there's worse things in life than being ranked 6 in the Uncle Lou poll. But there you go, Southern Cal, number 6. Number 5. This is a tricky one here for 5 and 4. If you want to switch them around, it's hard for me to argue against that, really. I have Oklahoma State at 4 and Oklahoma at 5. Now, Oklahoma does have the better win of those 2 teams with the Ohio State win. Again, Ohio State, sort of like Stanford, the more the season plays out, the less impressive that win is probably going to look. Ohio State seems lost offensively. JT Barrett's a disaster. The guy's not any good, and he's getting worse. But still, that is a better team or win anyway, however you want to look at it, than anything Oklahoma State has. But Oklahoma State has beat every single team they've played 100 to 30 or whatever. Who'd they play this last week? Pitt. Now, Pitt can score some points. Oklahoma State went out and beat Pitt 59 to 21. Okay? Now, the thing about Oklahoma State, I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. I think Oklahoma State might have the best offense in America, bar none. There's a couple other teams you can argue for, and I get that. And, you know, like I said, we've only had 3 games, but I've watched a lot of Oklahoma State this year. Oh, I say a lot. I've watched enough of Oklahoma State this year. I watched a good bit of their game last week. I watched the entire first half. Oklahoma State is for real on offense. Mason Rudolph, real deal quarterback they got there. The head coach, Mike Mullet or whatever his name is. I'm 40. I'm a man. That guy. Anyway, I mean, Oklahoma State is the real deal offensively. Problem is, just like the rest of the Big 12, there's no defense out there. None. So whatever Oklahoma State averages for the season, let's say they average 50 points a game for the season. You put them in the college playoff, they're going to score 24. I mean, that's just what's going to happen. So, you know, the Big 12 better tighten their defense up if they want to make anything happen. I just think Oklahoma State has been dominant in all 3 games they played. Oklahoma, I mean, you've been dominant too. I've just been more impressed with Oklahoma State. So get mad and cry about it if you want to. Y'all play each other later on, so it really doesn't matter. Number 3, a change here. Number 3 this week, Alabama. Listen, Alabama, let's get the offense going. Look, I've had you number 1 all year, so cry down there. Your offense is terrible. How does Alabama not have a single running back in the top 10 in the SEC? How is that possible? Offense not clicking. Hail Marys from Hurts to Ridley, not really a long-term solution. I don't know what's going on. Your leading rusher is Hurts again. Great, congratulations. Your best running back on your team plays quarterback. I don't know what's good. Your defense is still going to be pretty good. It's going to be lights out. Your defense will win you a lot of games. But I can't put you above these other 2 teams right now. These other 2 teams above you right now are more complete teams than Alabama, period. And if Alabama played either one of these 2 teams right now, Alabama would lose, period. Now, the fact that makes you mad doesn't change the reality of the situation, which is that right now, offensively, Alabama is not ready to win a national title, period. Had to move them down to number 3. They play at Vanderbilt this week. Not a gimme. Vanderbilt's on a roll. And look, especially you people that don't follow the SEC and just think Vanderbilt's a joke, which they are, and a laughingstock, which they are. Vanderbilt has a legitimate defense, okay? A legitimate top 15, top 20 defense, without question. Without question. They proved it last week against Kansas State, okay? A Big 12 team that scores 50 points a game like it's nothing, like everyone does in the Big 12. To play Vanderbilt, what, he scores 7 points. So, is Bama going to come out and steamroll Vanderbilt? Probably. Win by 3 scores is my guess. But Vanderbilt's defense is legitimate, so we'll see what they can do against Alabama and see if Alabama can try to muster up any sort of offense in this game. But Alabama, you're number 3 this week. Number 2, Penn State. I've been high on Penn State since the offseason. Look, they are a complete team. They've got elite running back, elite quarterback, great defense, A++ coaching with Franklin. And the guy knows what he's doing. And Penn State, again, going out every week, week in, week out, doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Winning last week 56-0 against Georgia State or whatever, which is a nobody. But still, a lot of teams play nobodies and don't win 56-0. Okay, they win 38-14 or 42-10, whatever. I mean, 56-0 is dominating no matter who you're playing. Penn State's playing at a very high level right now. So number 1, Taters, Clemson Taters. I don't think the Auburn win by itself is a huge deal, and I don't think the Louisville win by itself is a huge deal. But in back-to-back weeks, that's probably the toughest back-to-back games any team has had so far this season. Okay, Auburn at home, they won 14-6. They played Louisville last week in Louisville, ran them out of the building. It was a 47-21. Lamar Jackson didn't look too impressive. Sorry, sir, your Heisman season. Lamar Jackson's not winning the Heisman. I talked about this before the Clemson-Louisville game. The reason you can't win the Heisman twice, or it's so hard to win the Heisman twice, is because to win the Heisman, you have to have the best season of anybody in college football, Well, to win it the second time, you have to have not only the best season of anybody in college football, but you have to have a season better than the year you had before. And that's not happening for Lamar Jackson. Louisville is most likely an 8-win team, somewhere around there. And the Heisman voters are not giving Lamar Jackson a second Heisman trophy, even if his numbers are the same as last year, leading his team to 8 wins in the ACC. Don't see it happening. Biggest game of the year for Louisville just happened. It was Clemson. He needed a big game. He didn't have it. My opinion, Lamar Jackson not winning the Heisman. He's done. Forget about him. Right now, if I had to put people on top of my Heisman ballot, it would probably be Mason Rudolph, QB Oklahoma State. Who else? Not Sam Darnold. I was high on him earlier. He's done. Oh, Baker Mayfield, quarterback Oklahoma. Probably those two. Probably got to be 1 and 2, right? Anyway, so yeah, Taters number 1. 2 impressive wins. Defending national champion. Haven't lost since a fluke game to Pittsburgh last year. Beat Bama to claim the title, so they beat the best of the best to earn it, and they haven't been beat since. So I probably should have had the Taters number 1 all along. I thought they would take a bigger step backwards with losing to Deshaun Watson, but hell, you could put their quarterback in the Heisman race right now if you want to. He's looked really, really good. So, you know, I knew their defense was loaded with NFL talent, and I knew they had playmakers on offense. I just thought that Deshaun Watson was, you know, too important to that team to be able to replace in the first year that he was gone. Looks like I might have been wrong, but anyway. That's the top 10. Washington, Georgia, Michigan, Wisconsin, Southern Cal, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Bama, Penn State, Taters. That's it. If you don't like it, it's just the way it is. Don't forget, Georgia's winning tomorrow. I told you that. Oh, and it's your lucky day, too. Today is most likely 2 for 1 day. Yeah. I'm going to do another video later. When I did the preview video earlier in the week of the SEC, I said I would do another video previewing non-SEC games, and I haven't done that yet. So most likely going to do that today, later this afternoon. Anyway, have a great day if you can. A great weekend, great afternoon, great evening, great night, a great Sunday. You know, I'll see you before then, let you know whose season is over. And anyway, that's about it.